Meanwhile, there was a protest at the Russian embassy earlier with some women protesting the ongoing war in Ukraine. The women came to the embassy with placards with various inscriptions chanting for peace.
What do we need? Peace. What do we need? Peace. What do we need? The Ukraine embassy, we are begging you to make peace in Ukraine. That is for revenge.
Well, let's get more insight into the protest. We have our foreign correspondent, Moyo Thomas, who is joining me on the news. Thank you so much, Moyo. Bring us up to the minute information about this protest. What exactly are they demanding?
Okay, so a group of women, mostly mothers that said they have children, and some others that describe themselves as sympathizers of people that with children in Ukraine, came to the Russian embassy today to protest against the war and demand for peace in Ukraine and the world in general. And then it just gives credence to the fact that Nigerian government is also standing with Ukraine at this time and demanding for diplomacy and dialogue to end the war. And this we've seen protests in other countries of the world, and Nigeria joining in just shows that Nigeria is actually going by the words of UN that says all member countries should stand and condemn Russia for starting the war against Ukraine.
Yeah, we can see that most of the people who are protesting are actually women. Could you tell us whether some of them have connections with the Nigerians in Ukraine who are stuck there? Are some of these women mothers of some of these Nigerians there?
A particular woman I spoke with said she has a daughter that has been there for about 2 years now, and since the war broke out, she has not been able to speak with her daughter. Her phone is not going through, and she doesn't even know where the daughter is at the moment. And that just describes the agony of several parents that have children in Ukraine at the moment. I've had contact with some people in Ukraine too, that they've been stranded at some borders, some that have not been allowed to cross over to neighboring EU countries are still stranded. And considering the cold, it's worse this morning as of today because it snowed. From report, it snowed in Ukraine, and then the cold, they said, is so unbearable. So they are still pleading with these EU countries and UN, especially UNHCR at this time, to please make a way and allow anyone that wants to cross to actually cross so that they can get shelter. It's one of the basic living conditions that everyone needs. Shelter is very important at this time. Not to talk of the fact that they don't even have access to toilets, to food, to other basic amenities. But it's just a plea at this time that UNHCR should stand up and do something about their plight at this time.
Well, what some of these women might also want is assurances from the government. But did any official, maybe a foreign official or our own government, come out to them to address them and give them any assurance at all?
There was no government official there today at the protest ground, but we would go by what they had said earlier and the ongoing efforts to ensure safety of Nigerians. But at the protest ground in Russia and at the Russian embassy, there was no government official there.
All right, TVC News correspondent Moyo Thomas, thank you so much for giving us that update.